Yo, what's up everyone? This is gonna be kind of a bittersweet video for me because the CCP they finally got access to rank 3 7 stars on the beta, and of course the very first champion that I thought of taking to rank 3 is Nova. Took him to SIG 200 as well because we can do that on the beta. Now, if you're new to my channel, Nova's one of my favourite champions in the game. I think he's hella underrated. He's one of the best cosmics. He has so much hidden utility. Like, for example, his non-contact medium attacks, they let him counter a tumor and electro. His true strike makes him a bullseye counter on top of countering any evade and auto block. On top of that, he has insane damage. He can't get parried on his medium attacks, which is really nice utility with how the AI is nowadays. The AI is a bit dodgy, it likes to intercept you, it likes to parry you, but Nova, he can't get parried. On top of that, if the AI intercepts you, you're going to auto block them. Granted, you will lose your Furies, but hey, it's better than getting hit in the face. But yeah, of course, Nova's one of my favourite champions in game, and I've been dying to take him up to rank 3 on the main account, but I can't because he needs high sig, and I cannot for the life of me dupe him. I've opened so many Titan Crystals. Literally, the only champion I want out of the Titan Crystal is Nova. If he wasn't in there, I would save my shards because the rest of that crystal is ass, but yeah, the game just won't let me dupe Nova. This is a Battlegrounds level fight. It has around the same amount of health as your average Battlegrounds match, so we'll see how fast he does this. I've got plenty of Battlegrounds gameplay up on my channel on my 6-star Nova. If you want to check that out, I'll also put that in the description or the pinned comment. Got a showcase, and I've got a few videos on him taking a tumor and bullseye. Yeah, he's such a great Battlegrounds champion. I think the reason people slept on him for so long is because people didn't understand how he worked. Because if you look at the gameplay here, you'd assume that most of Nova's damage comes from those Fury buffs, but you'd be wrong. Most of Nova's damage is actually in the signature ability. There's a little line in his sig ability what says the further Nova dashes, the more damage his next medium attack will do. And it honestly makes such a big difference. For example, if you just parry your opponent and medium attack, you'll do like a 10k medium. But if you dash from one part of the screen to the other part of the screen and do a medium attack, you'll do like a 30k medium. That's how big of a difference it is. And that's why Nova needs high sig. What sig would I recommend ranking your Nova? I would rank him at sig 60 as a 7-star, but sig 80 is the sweet spot. At sig 80 as a rank 3 7-star, he's going to be as good as the ascended 6-star at max sig. So sig 80, sig 60 is where I'd start ranking up your 7-star Nova. If you don't have a 7-star, rank up the 6-star because he's putting so much work for me in Battlegrounds. That was the Grandmaster Gauntlet's vision. And he has the node where he goes special 1, special 2, special 3. So ideally you need power control. But Nova's damage is that insane that he easily killed him before he reached a special 3. And we weren't even boosted, and we didn't even have no synergies. Nova synergies, they don't really benefit him too much. There is a nice synergy with Airwalker, which will let you refresh your Fury buffs even when you're at 5, which means you'll never lose your ramp up. That's a pretty nice synergy, but other than that, no other notable synergies for Nova. Now, you might have heard that line, lose your ramp up, and be a bit worried. Yes, Nova does lose his ramp up when he gets to 5 Furies and activates his unblockable, but clearly it doesn't matter because he can easily kill 800k health pools plus within a single rotation without losing his Fury buffs, so it's really not much of a problem. You're not going to be taking Nova into Necro Abyss, are you? So for any meaningful content, the fact that Nova loses his ramp up really does not come into play. So don't be worried about that. That was the Grandmaster Gauntlet Nightcrawler we just took down there. I just wanted to show that fight so you could see that you can keep Nova's True Strike up pretty much indefinitely. That was around a 800k, 700k health pool we took down, and our True Strike was up pretty much the entire match. And that True Strike is a great piece of utility. It's what makes him a great counter to Bullseye, any evade champion, any auto block champion really. But this Warlock here, the node on him is you only deal damage to him if you have a aptitude buff, which Nova doesn't have, but you can just give him the Odin buff and then there you go, bam, you have a aptitude. The only reason I'm doing this fight is because I wanted to fight the boss of this quest, and this Warlock was on the way to the boss, and I figured, hey, Nova would be pretty good for that, and yeah, that was 500k health, nuked in like 40 seconds with no boost and no synergies. But anyway, as I mentioned, this is the boss of the quest. Big Atuma, big 800k health pool Atuma. I don't know if Nova would be able to take down Necro Atuma. Definitely not my 6-star Ascended Nova. He would not be able to one-shot it. But 7-star rank 3 might be able to. I don't know. I can't test it because we don't have access to Necro on the beta. I'm not sure why. Hopefully they bring it at some point. But yeah, I don't have access to it on the beta, and my 6-star definitely will not be able to one-shot it. He'd run out of charges. But anyway, Nova's a great Atuma counter and Electro counter, as I mentioned earlier in the video, because his medium attacks and special attacks are non-contact, so you're never going to take any of that Thorns damage. Of course, this also makes him a great counter to Korg. Basically, any champion that deals damage to you for hitting them, Nova counters. And yeah, 800k health in 1 minute, no boosts or synergies, is really, really impressive. And now we're boosted up, we've roided out our Nova, we're running suicides, we're running a 30% attack boost, 20% green boost, no power backs because again, for some reason, there's no class boost on the beta, but it's fine. We're pretty much max boosted just without the class boost, and we're going to see how fast we can take down this vision. It's actually not much faster than the unboosted version because we need to ramp up a bit and get our unblockable. But Realm of Legends AI definitely isn't the best for playing Nova anyway. 30 seconds definitely could have been around 25 if we actually had half decent AI. But yeah, 30 seconds, impressive enough. And now we're going to be fighting this Star-Lord. Now, I did mention Nova isn't great for long form content, and he isn't normally, but we're going to be running suicides, and we have the Airwalker synergy, so we're never going to lose our ramp up. So he can get this fight down really well. We're going to be hitting the damage cap on just our medium attacks. Since I'm running suicides, I'm not going to be using any of my special attacks because I'd probably die off recoil damage. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be able to get Star-Lord down before I die, but I'm not sure. I just figured the best way to do this fight is just using no specials and avoid the recoil damage. Against tech champions, Nova does have a armor break on his second medium attack, which is pretty useful. It doesn't stack and it's not really useful for damage. It doesn't really give you any extra damage like most armor breaks, but it's more of a utility armor break. You know, it could be good against Red Skull or any of the other tech defenders that have a armor up buff, which is most of them. And you know, is Nova a good defender for Battlegrounds? My 6-star doesn't do very well on defense in most metas. Of course, on this meta, he does really well on defense because it's currently with your best shot. And Nova takes 75% less damage from guaranteed critical hits. So yeah, even a 6-star is a beast on defense this meta. But in general, does he do well on defense? My 6-star does not. But in general, 6-stars don't really hold up on defense too well anymore. Most 6-stars get nuked unless you're Nick Fury or Serpent. So it's not really fair to judge him off that. I think a rank 3 7-star Nova would be a very solid defender. He'd do plenty of block damage. He hits really hard through your block as it is. With the extra block penetration, it would go crazy. And yeah, he can auto block you. He has annoying power gain. Yeah, a rank 3 7-star Nova I think would be a very solid defender. So if you have a 7-star Nova at high sig, you're very lucky. Rank him up for sure. Watch my video on how to play him because he's really worth it. He's one of the most underrated champs in game. Even though most people now know that he's a really good champ, there are still plenty of people sleeping on him. We got hit by an SB1 there. We should have auto-blocked that. I don't think Nova auto-blocks specials, but if you get intercepted with a basic attack, he will auto-block it, just not special attacks. But yeah, man, we get this fight down in just under 3 minutes, 2 minutes 43. And that's pretty good for a champion that is really not supposed to be good in long form content. You know, Nova's damage, it really shines in anywhere between 300k to 800k level health pools. He's just not good for long form content, which is okay. We've got plenty of champs. We have Kate Bishop, etc. And that's the only game mode where Nova isn't good. Yes, I'd say Nova is good for war. He has plenty of utility, which makes him a safe war attacker. If more people learned how to use him, he'd be used in war. Look at Punisher 2099. He wasn't used for the longest, but as soon as people realised he has some of the strongest power control in game and he has insane damage, plenty of people use him in war now, and I think Nova could be the exact same. Last fight of the video though, we have this 7.3 Kang boss, and I'm not going to show you this entire fight. I'm going to skip through most of it and unskip when we get to the wounded phases, because you've seen this fight 100 times and it takes a while, so you don't want to sit through all that. You just want to see the big yellow numbers when we can actually deal damage. And yeah, Nova's really good for this fight. He gets each phase down in one go. As you can see, there plenty of time left on the wounded timer, and we're already on to the next phase. That's how insane his damage is. And Nova has that really strong power gain, which no one really talks about. When Nova dashes in, he gains power, and you gain this each time you dash in and dash out. It's pretty strong, and that power control obviously makes him great for this fight, just like Hyperion's power gain makes him great for this fight, because, you know, this fight is completely revolving around using these special attacks, and it of course makes him really good for the last phase, where you have to race to a special 3. Because, yeah, of course, if Kang gets to a special 3 before you, you're gonna die, and the power gain really helps you out. But anyway, that's going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you'd leave a like, leave a subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.